try a Volkswagen Touareg luxury SUV in the V8 configuration. A lot of technology in this guy, a few odd configurations, but let's start underneath the hood. Here are the specs. Dual overhead cam aluminum V8, 4.2 liters of output, 5 valves per cylinder. It all adds up to 310 horsepower at a peak of around 6,200 RPM. The torque peak comes rather lower though. Between 3,000 and 4,000 RPM you get your maximum torque of 302 foot-pounds. That's a good lower range to move around a vehicle like this. You're going to find numbers like 7.6 as your 0 to 60 time. That's pretty good for a 5,300 pound car with the profile of a brick. And you've also got mileage figures that are okay. 14 in the city, 18 highway is what the EPA says. We got about 14 and a half everywhere that we drove it, according to the car's built-in fuel mileage economy calculator. On the back end of this motor, getting the power out to the wheels, is a 6-speed automatic with Tiptronic. Now let's go inside and check out the cabin tech. Now the Touareg is a luxury SUV, so you expect nice appointments and it doesn't disappoint. Your eyes immediately fall to the centrally mounted LCD panel here, and that's primarily used for navigation, obviously. Most of the functions you'd use to use this navigation system are via these soft keys on the left and right side, and they change function based on what you're doing with the center console at the time. Here's a nice feature about the Touareg's GPS system. You can input a GPS coordinate that is not a known address. In other words, someplace out in the boonies where there are no roads and no streets. You'll be entering your destination using these buttons and knobs. You will not be able to use voice recognition. Not available. Also missing on the factory option sheet is Bluetooth. You'll have to find your own Bluetooth solution in this car. It does not come as any of the entertainment or accessory packages on the factory build sheet. You can get OnStar, the telematics system founded by General Motors, in this Volkswagen and many other models. But here's a strange quirk. If you get OnStar in the Touareg, you cannot have DVD navigation. In terms of entertainment, you've got a compact disc function here, which is working off a remote disc changer, AM and FM. No options here from the factory for satellite radio. Here by the cup holders, a whole series of drivetrain and suspension controls. The one on the left here lets you control your actual four-wheel drive differentials, high range, low range. You've also got a suspension profile knob right here. You can roll that from comfort to auto, which is kind of a blend, to sport. You've got a center differential lock right here, also again electronic, and finally you've got a suspension height control from all the way up for an off-road position to all the way down or anywhere in between within a given range that the suspension can move. There's an interesting mix of old and new key technologies in the Touareg. You do have a physical key that you actually use to start and stop the car, but getting into the car is via wireless proximity detectors, so you don't need to use the key getting in, and you just press a small black knob on the outside to lock it when you get out. Now, all Touaregs come standard with Volkswagen's 4Motion full-time four-wheel drive system. And, of course, the usual raft of electronic stability control technologies to keep the thing right side up and out of trouble. You can get a Touareg as low as $37,000-ish if you have a V6 with no options, but this V8 model with a $7,600 option package came out at $54,200.